Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making a rectangular tray like this. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm in the Fusioneers folder here. So we're going to go into the catch-all trays, and then we're going to click File, New Design, and then we're just going to call this Rectangular Catch All Tray. And then you should see it come over here. I spelled this one wrong, so let me fix that real quick. All right, and now we want to create a sketch here, and we're going to use the center point rectangle again, and we're going to go ahead and make this 100 millimeters and make this 50 millimeters. And you can see that this is what I'm going to leave it as. I'm not adding the curves yet. You can see here that it has curves, and I'll show you why I'm doing that here in a second. So I'm going to say finish sketch. Now we're going to extrude 3 millimeters to make the bottom of the part, and then I'm going to click F for fillet, and then I'm just going to go ahead and add these curves here, and then I'm going to make them 10 millimeters, so that's a 10 millimeter radius on each curve. Click OK. And then this is why I went ahead and made the base, because you can do this. So I'm going to click create sketch and then click here again, and now I'm going to use an offset, and so I'm going to select the perimeter there and then come in about let's do -3, and then click enter. And then now you can see you can extrude just this outer part. So if you click E again for extrude, select that outer rim, and now we're going to extrude up 20 millimeters. Click enter, and now we have that basic shape. And then we're going to say modify chamfer, and then let's just make it 0.4. There we go. So now we have that part. So the big thing to realize here, I just want to make sure that everything, I think I actually made this one 2 millimeters. So this is a good demonstration. We can go back easily and change that back to 2 millimeters. We just go to edit sketch and then change this to -2. And now everything updates as we would want it to. And one thing to realize was the sequence that I did. So if you would have went ahead and extruded the part, let's just go back to here, and let's say we wanted to make the walls now. So the way you would probably make the walls, honestly, the best way to do it would be using the same method. So I'm just going to demonstrate that. So we're going to just make an offset here, make them -2, and then click E for extrude, and then make them 20 millimeters tall. And so the issue here, if you add the fillets now, so I'm going to click F for fillet, and then I'm just going to make them 10 millimeters like we did last time, right? So you're going to have to you're going to have to select more fillets. So you're going to have to also select the inside. But I want you to notice something here when we get done selecting all of them. So there's 8 to select. If we do 10 millimeters, and I want you to see this part here, and just go ahead and click OK. So what's happening is that you need to actually change this based on this. So if you click here, the radius is 10 millimeters, this radius is 10 millimeters, but if you create another sketch, this helps you see it a little bit better. If you project, you can see that the wall thickness is thicker in this curve than the flat part. And the reason for that is if you draw the circle here, you can see that that's 20, and what you really want is concentric circles to make it look right. So you'd have to basically change the radius, and the way that you do that would be to go back here, and then we need to come back to this fillet and edit that. And so what you have to do is you have to compensate for the thickness of the wall. So we're going to have to unselect some of these. Let's go ahead and unselect these. And so you actually need this to be 10 millimeters, and then this inside will need to be 8 millimeters. So you have to click plus, and then make this 8. And now you'll see how the radius is the same. So the reason for that is it's a 2 millimeter thick wall. So if the outside is 10 millimeters, you have to subtract 2 to get to 8 millimeters, and that gives you that equal wall. So I'm going to go ahead and select that on every point here. And so now you get to that same part that we made last time. You can see here, these are 2 millimeter thick. And just to kind of re-explain it again, basically you want these to be concentric. And so since the wall is 2 millimeters thick, your outer radius needs to be bigger than your inner radius to have a wall that's the same thickness. So that is how you do it if you do it kind of out in the opposite order. But I recommend the way that I did it last time, or the first time, was when I actually made the fillets first, and then you can just offset off of that to get the design. So I'm just going to undo this and go back to the first way, which is what I would recommend. And so we have that, and then we project after we add the fillets and make that offset, which you can see here, and then extrude that up and then add the chamfer. And then if you come back here and change your mind about the size of the offset, maybe you make it smaller, you see that updates. So it's referenced off that, and you can also make it bigger. So we make it 15, and so it updates without any issues there. So that's really the preferred way, in my opinion, to do that. It's also just less steps and less work. So that's how I'd recommend making a container like this. And in the next video, we'll make a little bit more complex container based off this design. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.